highways and hedges. Another opportunity to give diligence to make our call and election sure. Meeting up through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai in Louisville, Texas. This your brother Kalab, also go by Hope, Grace, and Mercy.
Brother Lava Dino, known as Heart of David.
We go any further, we're going to face the east, give our praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, rule well, teaching his truth in his entirety. Peace and salutation to the hopefully elect out there. Hearty shalom to the brothers that's out here pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth in true faith and sincerity. All right, and like we always do at this time, we're going to start off with a couple of articles. You must be living under a rock if you don't know the things that's going on right now. Did they break it?
Oh, no, it's all good.
My brain got a couple of articles. Couple of articles coming from the entire headline starting off. All right. All right, this is the first one coming from the entire headlines, and it reads, Trump says Iran will be hit very hard today as world braces for the big one. And like I said, you must be living under a rock if you don't know the things that's going on overseas, over there in Iran and Israel. You know, Israel is getting their ass handed to them. But if you're looking at the news over here in Babylon the Great, you might not see too much of that. They're not posting their failures and defeats. But we know, you know what I'm saying, through other social media platforms that, you know what I'm saying, they losing.
Yeah. Israel getting tore up again.
Yeah.
Worse than last time.
They losing every day.
In America's losing now too.
Yep.
Because they in it, you know, directly this time. They both losing.
They losing on all fronts. Weaponry. They losing the war. They losing money. Because did you see those paintings?
Yeah.
They was painting on the ground, yeah. And Babylon was using weapons that cost $1 million a piece just to hit some paint. Boy, you talking about saving on cost, huh? All right, the next one says Trump loss of 1.7 trillion in tariff review will send the national debt to 58 trillion by 2036. Think tank projects. You know, well, we ain't here in 2036.
Oh yeah.
It says powerful U.S. bomber that can carry 24 missiles arrives to UK airbase as Trump warns Iran the big one is coming. 24 missiles, that's all?
Right.
It was Iran used a missile that broke off into 80.
Yep, I saw that.
Into 80 missiles. What you gonna do about that?
I think they said since the last week they done lost like 2,000 missiles.
And they said that ain't even touching their stockpile.
And I heard some. They said Iran can launch 200 either drones or missiles per day for the next 10 years.
Wow.
Like, god damn.
Damn. Man, that's the talk of the town, huh?
Oh yeah. They said like they got like 80,000 of them killer drones on deck. And they can make like, I think they said they can make like so many thousand per week and per month.
Damn,
so they ain't running out of them.
Yeah,
accurate. And they accurate because they getting intelligence from Russian and Chinese satellites.
Right.
They giving them new pinpoints.
Speaking of that, right here, it's a video. I got it from the brother Wild Rumya page on how it says breaking: Iran bombs U.S. soldiers hiding in Dubai nightclubs, and they say that they got helicopters all over there. You know what I'm saying? They trying to act like it ain't nothing serious, but there must be a lot of people up in there that was in there because, you know what I'm saying, they trying to divert their attention from everybody looking at the scene, but it's still going on. Then they had another, I don't know, it's called battalion or however Esau called his soldiers. They sent another battalion in there, and they was either unalived or captured.
Oh, I heard about that.
And
I think they tried to do like a little ground landing.
Yeah, a little ground landing.
Yeah.
And even the helicopter was knocked down too. Like, they losing more and more every day, man.
They like you say, losing on all levels. They losing the narrative.
Yep.
Because when I go to Babylon News videos, there's a small portion of people that are idiots, that don't know the truth. But you see a lot of them comments, America not falling for it. We like, man, y'all losing.
Yes, and they people like more power to Iran. Like,
yep, everybody shouting out Iran, even America.
What's people posted, where's the satisfaction button?
Oh, see,
see all the bombs and stuff dropping.
The whole world with Iran right now, they say, peace to Iran. Everybody say from India, from UK, from Africa.
I seen one who said it was some missiles that was hidden, and they showed the missiles taking off, and Edomite was like, and I hope they find every last one of those find some high-ranking sergeant.
Oh, yep, and they are. And then I think that's about the only big news is the war, but the Epstein files, that's still on display as well.
And look at the boogeyman that it went quiet.
Yep.
The what is it called? The ice. You ain't hear no talks of ice no more. It's just,
you're right.
Like, cease to exist, man. This is a time of the great distractions too.
Great confusion.
Great confusion. You got T.I. and 50 Cent beef, and that ain't nothing but a distraction.
I was looking at that for a little minute too. But yeah, you can look away, but don't look away too long.
Yeah, don't look away too long, man. Just
gonna miss something.
Crazy distractions, man.
I saw that. I'm like, these niggas too old for this.
I know, man. What he?
I was listening. I'm like, all right, T.I. still got the flow, still got some bars, but what y'all niggas doing, man?
Right.
I don't even believe. When I be seeing that beef now, I don't even be believing it.
Yeah,
I be like, y'all both trying to get back relevant again.
Yeah, because I seen one. I don't think they trying to get relevant. It's just a straight distraction. You know what I'm saying? If Trump got to do what them small headers say do, then Jay got to do what the music industry tell him to do.
Yep.
Because I seen one interview how some big time podcaster say he was lit in one of those rooms with all the music execs and stuff, and he said during the day rappers going at each other, but behind closed doors they CEOs having drinks together. See? You know what I'm saying? Like it's all set up, man.
Man, speaking of, you got to do what you told. Just so happened about a day or two ago, some more Epstein files got released. And why do you think they got released? Because Israel losing. And that's pretty much what this is about. They got all that dirt on Trump. They put him in office so that he could get rid of Iran. Yep. So Israel could be the dominant power over there. And with all the dirt they got on them, Trump ain't got no choice but to do what they say. Yep. And since they losing, they putting that pressure on them. All right, we gonna release some more of these files. Yep. And if America don't deliver, don't come through for Israel, some more files gonna be released, putting that pressure on them to Trump do what he needs to do, probably eventually leading to nuclear strikes, all because he's scared of them Epstein files. And that's why it's more understanding when the scripture say the least of the flock shall draw them out. Yeah, the least of the flock, them fake Jewish, drawing out America behind some Epstein files. So yeah, I mean, we know bigger picture, America is gonna be destroyed. That's from the judgment of the Lord. But smaller picture, where you narrow it down, America gonna be destroyed behind some Epstein files, because Trump ain't want him to get released. And I heard Trump, they say he get popped in the back so much, that's why he wear that diaper.
Man. sick.
Cause they got the dirt on them from the Epstein files, and then them fake Jews, they ain't no better. They popping Trump.
Yeah, man, they blackmailing them.
Yeah.
He been blackmailed so bad to the point, because they still ain't gave Babylon a reason why they going to war.
Yep.
That's why them Edomites so mad, because they don't have a reason
Yep.
why they going to war.
Yep. It's some Epstein files, Trump.
Yep. And anytime, and for them to be dropping missiles on Israel like that, man, ain't no way to hide this.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't sweep it under the rug now, and you don't see nothing about Israel soldiers getting prepared for a battle. You know what I'm saying? They show.
I seen the video. They was leaving the battlefield.
Yeah, they was leaving, and our people, not our people, so like the Babylonian soldiers American soldiers, they getting geared up to go. Matter of fact, they there.
Yep.
Some of them already there.
Yep. Oh, yep. It's gonna be mowing away over the coming weeks.
And they still talking about only 5 or 6 been unalive.
If it's 5 or 6 been unalive, but you gotta send some more folks.
If it's 5 or 6, that means 5 or 600.
No, yep.
That's what that
And
means.
yep.
Yep, but once it ain't gonna come out right now, they gonna wait till they gotta wait till people's family members start complaining. They ain't heard from them. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be a whole nother battle.
In the draft.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
People, what you need a draft for? Where are people at?
Yeah. And that's gonna be a whole nother curtain that the Lord gonna open up on Babylon, on these devils. They losing everything, man.
Yeah.
And nobody think about, if you trying to send your child over there to fight right now after they graduate from high school, telling your child to enlist in the United States military, man, you a fool.
You a fool, the child a fool.
Yeah.
Look at the people that stuck over there in Dubai. They ain't coming back.
Yeah, they ain't coming back.
No, that's what they gonna be till them nukes fly.
The juvenile said, stick a fork in him because he done, flapping his tongue, Yeah, you seen them soldiers getting ready to leave? Some of them are hugging their parents, some just standing
Crying,
there crying.
right? Hey,
Yeah.
you ain't coming back.
Bring them back. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about Joel. Don't talk about that one.
Oh yeah.
Joel 3rd chapter don't talk about him coming back.
Oh
man.
yeah, no.
What Trump said in that press conference, they're coming back in a way that they didn't think that they would come back. You know, they're heroes. They are heroes.
Oh man.
Hey, we at that time, man. Why do y'all about shooting y'all shot? That's all the order.
All right,
Yes, you
man.
got
Well, let me see. Yeah, I really ain't heard too much of nothing else but since the war started back up. Hey, it could be another ceasefire, but that don't mean prophecy turning back. That microchip got to catch up.
Yeah.
It may not be a ceasefire,
It's gonna start there.
but that microchip got to catch up, and it ain't far.
And even if they do a ceasefire, oh well.
Yeah,
Because the scripture says when they say peace and safety.
Oh, yep.
And not only that, we know it ain't gonna go nuclear right now because that MOT to the B got to be made mandatory.
Hell got to break. America got to go through it.
Yeah, Jacob's trouble. You know what I'm saying? And then right now, if you looking at the TV or social media platforms watching them missiles drop, you expecting it. So the scripture says that when they say peace and safety, when everything die down, when everything is at a comfortable level, you know what I'm saying, or at a normal level.
Yeah. So yeah, we gonna get into the lesson. I gotta retitle where YouTube got the tripping, so I ain't putting no title. I think it was gonna be titled Called to Inherit a Blessing. That's what we're going into. Yeah, because in these last days, we've been called once again by Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, the God of the Israelites. And what have we been called? To inherit a blessing. I think you can make the base wider. Oh yeah. Should be the flat now log.
That's cool.
Yeah. We've been called to inherit a blessing. Not to stay here in America, not to continue to be oppressed, but to inherit a blessing.
Not to live out that 10-year backup plan.
Oh yeah. Called to inherit a blessing. So whatever plans you thought you had, you can cancel that because Yahweh Bashim Yahushua got something way better. Pretty much, this is the lifetime that the Lord about to reward his people, beginning with the elect. That's what we've been called for. And also to be delivered from the destruction, which is part of that blessing. Yeah.
First precept is coming from the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 8. Finally, be ye all of one mind, having compassion one of another, love as brethren, be pitiful, be courteous.
So that's dealing with the elect. That's who's going to show those qualities. But that's just to bring us into the main point that we're about to get next.
All right. Verse 9. Not rendering evil for evil, or railing for railing, but contrariwise blessings, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing.
See, the Lord said, be pitiful, compassion, one mind, a mind toward Yahushua, a mind modeled after Yahushua, not rendering evil for evil, but remembering that we've been called to inherit a blessing. Now, if we're going to look at this word called in the Greek, now it says to call aloud, to utter in a loud voice, to invite. And what we've been invited to be joint heirs to the kingdom of heaven, establishing the earth under Yahushua. It says to call by name. See that? To call by name. To give a name. To receive a name. So we wanted to deal with that. To call by name. And this is no different than when the Lord called out to Moses. Because the Lord called him by name, told him, I'm Yahweh, the God of your forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Then right after that, the Lord pretty much told Moses, I'm about to bring y'all out of Egypt into the promised land. So the Lord called our people out of ancient Egypt to inherit a blessing. And that was the promised land promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And here in the spiritual Egypt, America, we've been called once again. The Lord following that same formula.
The new under the sun.
Yep. But not to just inherit the land of Canaan, but to inherit the whole earth.
Everything.
To inherit the heathen nations. That's what we've been called for this time. So a greater blessing. But not in these bodies. Immortal bodies. From the heavens.
Also to take down the wicked for once and for all.
Yep.
It's all evil.
Yep. So we gonna jump to Exodus real quick to show the flow of things in the order that they happen. Let's go there.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 3, starting at verse 1. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian.
See that? So Moses had an occupation, and that's no different than today. We got a job, we got some work that we do. In the meantime, till the Lord calls us and activates us.
And he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of Yahweh thy power, even to Horeb.
And him leading the flock, that was a foreshadowing of a greater purpose that the Lord had for him. Even in our walk today, the different jobs that we got is really a foreshadowing of our greater purpose. if we of the elect in 144,000.
Verse 2. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed.
Oh, she thinks so.
And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, Yahweh thy power called unto him out of the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here am I.
See that? The Lord called unto Moses. And then back to 1 Peter 3 and 9, it said we have been called to inherit the blessing. You go to that word called, it says to call aloud, to utter in a voice, to call by name. And the Lord called out to Moses by name. And the Lord, how is he calling us by name? Well, us remembering ourselves as the Israelites. That's the Lord calling out to us by name once again. Not individually, but as a nation.
The Lord ain't saying America, America.
Yeah, he ain't saying, you know, Negroes, blacks, or individual names, but the fact that we got the understanding of how we the Israelites and we can prove it, that's the Lord calling out to us once again. And that's the significance of us waking up. You know, people wake up, oh, we the Israelites, blah, 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 you know. It's just another piece of information. It's just good information. No, when the Lord called out to his people, something about to happen. Something magnificent about to happen for his people, but something tragic about to happen to everybody else.
Right, and just like in that time when Yahweh thy power was calling out to Moses, at that time, some people didn't want to be called Moses, didn't want to be in Moses' shoes. Some people couldn't be called Moses. And just like in the times we living in right now, we the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Some of our own people don't even want to be called Israelites. And just like some of these heathens on this planet, they can't be called Israelites because they heathens.
Yeah.
You know?
So,
Yahweh Shem Yahushua is definitely calling us by name. You got it.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good point. And that would be for the elect in this lifetime. But yeah.
No, Exodus 3 and 5. And he said, draw not hither. Put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground. Moreover, he said, I am Yahweh thy power of thy father, and the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, and he was afraid to look upon Yahweh thy power.
See, so you see how the Lord is calling out to Moses. He didn't just say Moses, you know, I'm the Most High. He said, I'm the God of your father. And that we, all right, and the fact that we can go into the information how we are the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Israelites, pretty much mirroring is what the Lord was telling Moses. That's why I say, I'm the God of thy father, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's literally what we teach today.
They laugh at this shit. Laugh now, cry later.
Oh yeah.
Solid.
Oh. So the other one was a chick too.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
They laughing and shit. Man looking back at the sign.
Oh, hey.
Pocket for that.
Hey, so like you say, some of our people literally be under a rock.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the Lord calling us by name. You know, the fact that we can go into us being the Israelites and prove that we the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Just as the Lord was telling Moses. Now, let's see why the Lord was telling them that. Because it didn't stop there.
Verse 7. And the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people, which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmaster. For I know their sorrow.
See that? So the Lord called out to Moses, you know, and said, you know, I'm the God, Yahweh, God of your forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the first thing he immediately says is, I see the oppression of my people. I see y'all troubles and y'all sorrows. So the Lord, you know, calling us by name once again, restore our memory of who we are. That's the Lord looking on our oppression once again too. And what we about to see is the Lord is about to tell Moses he about to make a move on the Egyptians for oppressing his people. So the Lord giving us the understanding of who we really are, the Israelites. That's because the Lord is about to make a move on our oppressors here in spiritual Egypt, which is America.
Verse 8, and I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians.
See that?
And to bring them up out of the land unto a good land and a large, unto a land flowing with milk and honey.
That's the blessing. 1 Peter 3:9, you have been called to inherit a blessing. So the Lord called out to Moses, like, hey, I'm the God of your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I see the troubles of your people, the Israelites. I'm going to deliver you out of them troubles and take you into a good land. Pretty much that land that was promised long ago unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And it had nothing to do with Moses or what the Israelites did in that lifetime, but a promise made long ago. No different than today. The Lord called out to us, again, the fact that we got the understanding and we can prove that we the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's the Lord calling us not to stay here, but to inherit that blessing once again. You know, not just one land, but all lands. You know, to receive for the kingdom of heaven that's going to be established here on earth.
Unto the of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Pezerites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites.
So them nations will have to be removed from that land for Israel to inherit. Now, who's the Canaanite today? By his actions. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. So as the Canaanites and the other nations that the brother just listed, as they had to be removed for Israel to inherit that blessing, well, Esau, the white man, he has to be removed for us to inherit our blessing here in this lifetime. That's to have rulership over the earth.
There can't be two different rulerships going on at the same time.
Nope. No, despite how much the 2/3 of our people want to share the blessing with Esau, that's not the Lord's plan. But yeah, we've been called to inherit a blessing. Just that, and brothers that teach, our story is pretty much identical to the story of Moses. You know, we was doing whatever we was doing. The Lord called unto us. In this lifetime, it was in the spirit by us receiving this information, stirring up our mind by remembrance. Then upon waking up, we find out like, oh, Lord about to destroy this place. We about to be delivered. Oh, we about to rule the earth. Because I never viewed the kingdom of heaven like that before. The truth that it's going to be us in power. We thought it was going to be everybody.
Yeah, on
nobody.
Even playing field.
Everybody just a glob.
Yeah.
Like
if no legs.
No body. She just a piece of.
Just I always
like a little cloud.
Yeah, I always picture being the chest and the head up.
Or,
you know what I'm saying? No legs.
And I picture this being a glob, a floating glob, like in the cartoons.
Just a whole bunch of globs everywhere.
Yeah. Just swirling and shit.
Just continue to be lost and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Just lost, man. A lost glob.
Yeah.
All right, next precept is coming from the book of Hosea, chapter 1 and verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people.
How did they say we are not the people of the Lord? They called us different names every few years. It was black, colored, Negro, Afro-American, African-American, Mexicans, Indians, Native Americans. That's them saying we're not the people of the Lord. You backtrack a little bit and go through it.
Start over?
Not all the way over.
Just that phone crack. See?
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, it should come to pass. Right. Down in the middle. Yeah, that'd be good.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people.
America.
There it shall be unto them, ye are the people. So like ye are the sons of the living. So like check my phone, so I can only see half of what I'm looking at. Start over again, or start at that part?
Yeah, at that part.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
And that's here in America. Because here in America, they told us we was everything but the Israelites.
Everything but the
But
Israelites.
here in America, now we saying we know that, but we are the Israelites. That didn't happen nowhere else in the world. Then we're here. And that's the Lord calling us once again by name. By what he called us by. Not to be here forever under Esau, not to have a year plan in America, but to inherit a blessing. So people, wake up to the fact they're Israelite and they dust it off their shoulder, keep moving.
Right. Like this ain't the best thing going.
Yeah, with no greater purpose, or people want to be debaters about this information, they missing the whole point. See, when the Lord told Moses who he was, I'm the God of your father, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I'm about to remove you from your captivity into a good land, Moses wasn't debating nobody. Right. Moses wasn't trying to get a 10-year career plan started.
He was just like, okay, what you want me to do?
Yep.
It
was time to move. And that's the same here. If I'm waking up to the fact you're an Israelite, it's time to move. And not get settled. Or, not trying to find a way to get more comfortable. But it's time to move because the Lord about to make a move.
It's like the time to start planting your own vegetables.
And see, the whole world acknowledging the fact that we the Israelites, but how it say there, where it was said that we are not the Lord's people, there it should be said we are the Lord's people. The opposite is true too. The people who claim that they were the Lord's people, now it's being said they not the people. So you got it happening on both sides. Why? Because the Lord about to make a move.
All right, next precept is coming from the book of Baruch, chapter 2, and verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves.
And see, how did it happen with Moses? Lord told Moses, I'm the God of your father, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I see the oppression of my people. I'm about to remove y'all out of captivity. Then what it say? In the lands of our captivity, what it say? We will remember ourselves.
Remember themselves.
Yep, that's the Lord speaking to us in the spirit, bringing us across information putting the dots together, making things connect that we could never connect those pieces before. That's the Lord speaking. And that's the significance of us remembering ourselves. I think,
It's 31.
yep, all right, bet.
All right. Reading on, still in the book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 31. And shall know that I am the Lord, their power Yahweh, for I will give them a heart and ears to hear.
See that? So we'll remember ourselves, the land of our captivity, and then we'll remember the Lord. That's why it says that they shall know that, we should know that He's Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. And see, and how are we going to get to know that? Through the judgments. And that was the same in the time of ancient Egypt. When Moses went to speak to the Israelites, he was like, hey, the God of your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has spoken to me. You know, that pretty much He's going to bring us out of Egypt. And if my memory is correct, the Israelites had doubt, but the Lord made them believers through the judgments, through the different plagues. But I think the first one He did, Moses turned the rod into a serpent. And then I think when He did personally to Moses, he turned Moses' hand white and then turned it back his normal color. So the Lord made Himself known through strange wonders. That's why it says, they're going to remember themselves in the land of their captivity, and then they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Well, we're going to know that through the judgments and through the strange wonders. Look it's blood moons and pink moons and blue moons, planets aligning, chariot sightings, all kinds of things
Edomites
going on.
going against Edomites.
Hey, that's a strange wonder.
Right.
Because when has...
No other time, bro. No other
Yeah,
time.
like
maybe
now.
Maybe for show on TV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pretending to be against each other, but
Yeah.
they two different wings on the same bird.
Yep. But yeah, that's how the Lord gonna make Himself known amongst Israel and to the world.
Okay, picking back up at the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 9.
Yeah.
But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should shew forth the praises of Him who have called you out of darkness unto His marvelous light.
And ancient Egypt, they was in a sense called out of darkness into the light.
Right.
Darkness can represent troubles, and I believe that's Amos, the 5th chapter. Is the day of the Lord, all darkness and no light. So darkness can symbolize troubles, but in the spirit, darkness symbolizes, ignorance, lack of knowledge. And we've been called out of ignorance, which is not knowing, believing on lies and misinformation. And we've been called into the light. The truth. There's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So, and part of that light that we've been called into is knowing that we're the Israelites. Remembering Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. That's part of that light.
All right. Still in the book of 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 10. Which in the time past were not a people, but are now the people of Yahweh thy power.
So, our people in ancient Egypt, under the Egyptians, they couldn't serve the Lord. But when they came out of Egypt, then they could serve the Lord as His people should. And I think that's John 14 and 23, or 4 and 23, to serve the Father in spirit and in the truth. But see, that's because they was in captivity. You saw the white man, he had our minds in captivity. So before this truth, we couldn't serve the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, in spirit and in truth. Now that we're able to do that, we're the people of the Lord, the Israelites, once again. Not only in the flesh, but in the mind.
Right, reading on, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy.
Yeah, and being called out of darkness into the light, being the Lord's, being declared that we the Lord's people once again. Now we eligible to obtain mercy.
Right, curses falling on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, next precept, going back to 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 9. Not rendering evil for evil. That was the next one, right?
Yeah, but that's it.
Not rendering evil for evil or railing for railing, but contrariwise blessing, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing.
See, again, that's the point. We've been called to inherit a blessing. And a blessing this lifetime, pretty much the kingdom of heaven, which we're gonna inherit through great tribulation. But the Lord gonna deliver us from that tribulation. That's part of that blessing. It's gonna be a blessing to remain alive when everybody else is being unalived.
Right. I live in.
Yeah, look at what's happening to Israel right now. Oh, that's coming to America. But it's gonna be, I can tell you, it's gonna be 10,000 times worse. There ain't gonna be no camera to capture the footage. There ain't gonna be no posts on IG and TikTok. There ain't gonna be no news reportings on YouTube or Channel 5, because everything gonna be melted.
And it ain't gonna be no need to tell nobody, because everybody else gonna see it too.
Yup, it ain't nobody gonna be talking about it or, crying out on camera, because it ain't gonna be no survivors.
Right. So everybody gonna be going through the same thing.
Oh, yep.
All right, this is Matthew chapter 22 and verse 14. For many are called, but few are chosen.
So Christians got no understanding of that. Like they say, many are called. Well, called for what?
Right. What you called for?
Yeah. Well, we've been called to inherit a blessing. And people say they're chosen, got no understanding of what that means. That comes with great responsibility. Moses, the prophets, the 12 disciples, the apostles, that came with great responsibility. And they all didn't receive a promise in their lifetime. A lot of them had horrific deaths, but they about to be rewarded in this lifetime. So many are called, but do you really want to be the chosen? Right. Can you drink of that? Yes, spirit. Yeah, because the Lord called Moses, but Moses didn't get into the promised land. I read a YouTube comment, somebody said, man, after all that Moses did, they said, I can't believe he didn't enter the promised land. I just they put shaking my head. It seemed like a messed up thing, but the scriptures say the Lord is not unrighteous to forget your labor of love. So Moses was in the promised land at some point. Most people believe that's King David. Hey, but Moses, King David, about to receive a greater reward in this lifetime.
Sure. We are too, Lord willing. We are part of that number.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Next precept is Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 8. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend.
So Jacob's the chosen, many are called, few are chosen. Right. That few would be the sons of Jacob.
Few definitely ain't the whole world.
Oh, right. Definitely, yeah.
Christianity is just, you got to be an idiot to be still believing in it. You can't connect these dots. These dots would not connect, were not made for you to connect, man.
Yeah, Christians are idiots. Probably the biggest ones on the planet.
Right. Out here believing in lies, faithfully. Verse 9. Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away.
I see that. So the Lord has, called us from from the people of the earth once again. And that's to inherit that blessing.
When you in Christianity, we was taught that everybody gonna die, everybody who ever lived and those who were living when the world ended, it's gonna all be in heaven together. Just like you said, a glob. Just one big glob. The scripture says that the meek shall inherit the earth.
Oh yeah,
yeah. We're gonna all be in heaven.
Be in the sky.
Be in the sky, floating as a glob.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I had a family member who said that they don't want to inherit the earth. They want to be in the kingdom with the Father. They want to be in heaven with the Father. That's because Christianity don't teach you that the kingdom is going to be here on earth.
Yeah.
The kingdom of heaven is going to be played out here on earth as well. That's just rocket science.
Man, the Father don't want you to be up there with him.
Right.
I'll tell you that much.
Right. Don't bring your don't be up here.
Yeah.
Believing in lies.
When you raise up your children, you love them, but you want them to get away. Man, I had something. This might be it.
Huh. You was thinking about a precept?
No, I had something on my phone, but it was a couple weeks ago. I had looked up wake up call, and the AI had gave me like a pretty cool matter of fact, let me try one more thing. I had looked up wake up call because in the scripture say we've been called to inherit a blessing. Pretty much us being called, remembering ourselves, the land of our captivity, remember the names of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, us being called, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but it's also a warning. We've been called to inherit a blessing, but in the same time, we read it between the lines, that's a warning.
Choose life.
Oh, yep. And that's the other part of the significance of us waking up to the fact that we Israelites, because that's us being warned as well. Not to settle here, but be ready to bust a move, because the Lord about to make a move.
Right.
Pretty much said like the wake up call is a warning. It says something like to correct undesirable behavior, to prevent greater consequences, because we under the consequences of the curses right now. But that wake-up call, it's like, oh, we the Israelites, we the people of the Lord, oh, we the people that went off. Oh, we the people that still being punished to the day for going off way back then.
Right.
And what's some greater consequences if we don't get our minds right, our behavior right? Jacob's trouble. That's some greater consequences. A time of trouble never seen. In the NLT, it says a time of terror never seen by Israel. And greater than that would be the lake of fire. So yeah. Oh, okay,
That's why
okay.
I was wondering why damn they gonna blow the horn again.
Oh yeah. So we've been called to inherit the blessing, the blessings promised in his book, which ultimately would be the kingdom of heaven. But us being called, you know, coming to this information, it serves as a warning as well. That like, hey, I got this blessing stored up for you, but if you don't get right, you're gonna suffer like we never suffered before. And you know what's going on over there in Iran, in the wars, you know, that we can go to the scriptures on it, that adds to the warning. We can make sense of what's going on. Yes, events that play out in the earth, but we know that's the workings of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua.
Yep. All these things are happening on planet Earth just so Yahweh Bashim Yahushua can bring us back to our true state.
Yep, and the war, it ain't for, it's for everybody to see, but it's not for everybody to understand. The bigger understanding is to the elect. This is what's coming, and unless you get right, you're gonna be part of this destruction. So that's the dark side of us being called as a Lord. You know, it's ominous. Should really be spooked. Waking up to the fact that we the Israelites, and you know and believe you're the Israelite, you should really be spooked.
You can't get this knowledge until you fear Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Yep.
All right, getting back to it. Next precept is coming from the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 9. I think that's it.
Yeah.
But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people. Ye should shew forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
So we've been called out of darkness into the light.
Yep.
You got the verse.
Which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of Yahweh thy power, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy.
So in time past, before this truth, we weren't considered Israelites. The Lord didn't look at us as his people. And long as he wasn't looking at us as his people, we weren't eligible for that mercy.
Right,
but now,
do whatever they want to do.
Yep. Now that the Lord is calling us once again in the land of our captivities, remembering ourselves and returning back to him, now we're eligible for mercy. So even that is a warning in between the lines when you read that. Or like, oh, we obtain mercy. Question to be, mercy from what?
Right. What's going to happen to those who don't obtain mercy?
That's the questions that should be getting asked when you read certain precepts like that. That the Lord's going to deliver us. He's going to save us from the troubles. You should be asking, what troubles? So, that's the duality of a lot of the scriptures. See, the world been blinded. They can only see the sunshine and the rainbows in the scriptures. You got to see the other side of that as well. The darkness and the destruction and the fire. That's the other side of it.
All right, next precept is coming from the book of Psalms, chapter 85 and verse 5. And it reads,
and we're going to show how we got that mercy now.
Wilt thou be angry with us forever? Wilt thou draw out thine anger to all generations?
Hey, Shalom to daughter Yahweh, the brother Ka'aratazah. Shalom to the brother Kabak Shana, and Shalom to Rebecca Ophir. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Barakadama, y'all.
I was supposed to do it. Psalm 85, verse 5 through 10.
85 verse 10.
Oh, okay. This is the book of Psalm chapter 85 and verse 10. Mercy and truth are met together. Righteousness and peace have kissed each other.
See, we got previously, we're not a people, but are not a people of the Most High, had not obtained mercy, but now we've obtained mercy. I mean, we eligible for mercy. And the mercy begins with this truth. That's why it says mercy and truth are met together. The Lord had mercy on us by bringing us into this truth. So that what? We can turn back into righteousness. That's why I said righteousness and peace have kissed each other. So as we come back to righteousness, we coming back, we tapping into that peace. That, you know, when the Lord returns and brings destruction, he's going to meet us with peace. Like the scriptures say in Habakkuk, in wrath, remember mercy. That's that peace.
Don't be shielded from that.
Yeah, but it begins with this truth. As a matter of fact, let me look up this word truth in the Hebrew. Truth, it says, truth as a body of knowledge, testimony, divine instruction. And that would be the true understanding of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, the true understanding of the book, which is one doctrine.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 13. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding.
See that? Happy is the man that findeth wisdom. And then when you look at this word happy, and what is that wisdom? This truth, this doctrine. Then when we look at that word happy, it says to be blessed. So happy or blessed is a man that come into this truth. And why is he blessed? Because he's eligible to inherit that blessing that we've been called to. The whole reason the Lord woke you up, to deliver us and to kingdom, you know, under Yahweh Shah.
This is Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. We're definitely supposed to be not only getting this wisdom, but we're supposed to be getting this understanding that goes along with it. Not just, oh yeah, I know I'm an Israelite. Continue smoking Newports and your cool cigarettes.
Yeah, they don't got the understanding. Because if you had understanding, you know the Lord got a greater purpose for his people.
Like the brother, remember that came a couple of weeks back? He said he know we Israelites, but he study our religions.
And people, yeah, man.
You know you're an Israelite, you know what I'm saying? This is where the bus stop right here.
Yeah, bus stop,
you know
yeah.
It ain't supposed to be, oh no, I'm going to wait on the next one to see where that would take me.
That's what you're doing. Because doctrines got destinations. That's why the scriptures say, hey, broad is the way and wide is the path to destruction. You get on that wrong bus, you go into that destruction. That's some other religions and some other books.
Read the book of Enoch. You on another whole other bus.
Remember that one dude that said remember that one dude that said the book of Enoch?
Oh man, that Edomite.
Yeah, he was a weirdo.
He was out of there. I know a cat, man. He was a real laid back, smooth cat. Man, he got on that book of Enoch, man, in a matter of months, bro. He just started bugging out.
You know who I think read that book of Enoch and burned out?
Who?
That brother out of San Antonio. When we linked up with Non-Stop we started laughing about that dark evil low, about Job and shit. What the fuck got in the hill?
No, like that movie, What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Yo, yeah.
Man.
But yeah, that's a great point. The understanding. That's you coming out of darkness into the light. Because people know that they're Israelites, but they stood in the dark. They don't understand what none of this is about. Again, the Lord ain't wake us up just to be here in America. Hell no.
Hell no, that's waking up to another nightmare.
Nah, for real though. And it really, when you wake up, it's more of a nightmare. Because we the Lord's people, but damn, we living like this. we gotta do with this, these people, these jobs.
Man.
That's when the nightmare really began. But yeah, happy is a man that findeth wisdom, or blessed is the man that find wisdom. Blessed is the man that come in his truth. Why? Because he eligible to inherit that blessing. You know, if you continue in this. Now, let's.
1 Peter 3:9.
Now, I just kind of paraphrase it,
Okay.
but let's jump to the Isaiah 60.
You got it.
So back to 1 Peter 3:10. We're not a people, but are now the people who had no mercy, but now obtain mercy. Now we're gonna show, and we got that the mercy begins with this truth. But we're gonna show what the mercy is gonna look like when it fully plays out here on the earth. When the mercy is manifested in the earth.
All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60.
Let's get 10 down to. We just go down for a little bit, at least 10 to 12 for now.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, starting at verse 10.
But yeah, 16, 10. It's all good.
All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, starting at verse 10. Book of Isaiah, chapter 60, starting at verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall bend up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee.
So the kings of the earth today, they're gonna be our servants. But let's see what the Lord say after this.
For in my wrath I smote thee.
And in his wrath, the Lord put us in slavery. He
But-
put us in captivity.
But in my favor have I had mercy unto on thee.
See that? In his favor, he's going to have mercy on us. So back to 1 Peter 3:10, we're not a people, but are not a people who didn't have mercy, but now they obtain mercy. Or that mercy in the Lord's favor, that's going to play out in the earth. But kings of the earth serving us. But not just the kings, but all people serving us in the kingdom of heaven. When the scriptures say they should rule over their oppressors, in Isaiah 14:1, that's the blessing we've been called into. As a matter of fact, if you stay there real quick, I'm gonna jump to the book of Psalms real quick. Book of Psalms, chapter 2. And this is the Lord speaking to Yahweh Shah, but speaking to us too in the spirit. Psalms chapter 2, verse 7, I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son. That's capital S, that's dealing with Yahweh Shah. This day have I begotten thee. But the Lord said what? We children of the Most High too. So what we're about to read, you know, applies to us as well. It says, ask of me, I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. That's the blessing we about to inherit. And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So we about to inherit that blessing. That same blessing that was given to Yahweh Shah. The Lord gonna break off the kingdom with us. He gonna break us all off a piece of that.
Oh, man. We gonna get broke off a piece of everything?
Oh no, for real, yeah.
Oh, man. Everything? Like, man, you getting broke off a piece of a deal. You know, here on Babylon, in Babylon, you like, oh, that's nice. But a piece of everything?
Nigga, you buy a house, but you don't own the land.
Right.
Gotta pay taxes forever.
Yep.
And see, how you say the person said they don't want to inherit the earth, they want to be in heaven with the Father. Well, first of all, the Lord don't want you up there, but the Lord got so much he about to give us.
Right.
He raising us up to be gods in the earth and beyond. So the Lord wants us to be like him, but down here
Right.
and beyond.
My stepdad, he a pastor. He said, in the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna go to church every day.
Oh, bro.
Like a pastor told
I
me that.
almost at the end of the lesson.
Like for real, he was like, yeah, in church, yep, in heaven, we're gonna go to church every day.
I'm almost at the end of the lesson on that one,
Church
man.
every day?
God damn.
Damn, we doing that up there too? You know, you was young, so you gotta go to church. Church felt like it was 7 hours, man.
Man, church was longer than school.
Right.
From what it felt like.
All them damn songs and
Hey, that's why you got damn.
man, me and my brother were wearing 2 little shoes. We stuffing our feet in them shoes, man. God damn. My brother got on an Easter shirt and shit. You know what I'm saying? Mama cutting our hair. People in the church looking over, laughing at us and stuff. Man, what Jesus gonna show up here? Like, what a aid at? 'Cause, man, this is torturing, bro. And I gotta go to school tomorrow with this same hair.
Hey, that's why I can't stand Christians, because scripture say, in the kingdom of heaven, which is gonna be here on earth, under that new covenant, we're not gonna have to teach our people saying know the Lord. We say all our people gonna know the Lord from the smallest to the greatest.
All right, pick it back up. Isaiah 60 and verse 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles,
The riches.
and that their kings may be brought.
Yep. So, kingdom of heaven gonna be bunking 24/7,
Yep.
except on the holy days. You know, Esau got business hours.
Yeah.
No, those stay open. Keep bringing in, keep working.
on bringing in the goods.
Yep. Keep on bringing it, except on the holy day.
All right, Isaiah 60 and verse 12. For the nation and the kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Yep. So you jump down to verse 14 real quick too. Okay. That'd be the last one for that one. But this is the blessing we've been called to inherit.
All right, verse Isaiah 60 and 14. The sons also of them that afflicted thee
That oppressed us.
shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel.
Yep. Sons of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So that's a blessing we've been called to inherit. So, just as the Lord called Moses out of Egypt, so Israel could inherit the land, promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Well, same playbook here. But we're going to inherit a better blessing under a better covenant. This is going to be a forever blessing under, a covenant that's going to be impossible to break, because the law is going to be in our DNA, if you want to put it that way.
Off again.
Nope. So we'll never be cast off again. But matter of fact, I'm gonna add one more in there real quick. But we gotta answer the calling. The Lord called, we gotta answer. To inherit that blessing. But let's see what's gonna happen to those of our people who don't answer the calling. Let's get Proverbs 1. You do the NLT? Let's do 24 through 29. And that's why, when it says you have been called to inherit a blessing, there's a phrase in the world, a wake-up call. This is really a wake-up call what the Lord is doing. Oh, that's why, we use the phrase, oh, that brother, that sister waking up. Oh, we see they waking up now. It's really a wake-up call, which is really a warning. So yeah, not only did the Lord wake us up to inherit the blessing, but to deliver us from the troubles.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, starting at verse 24. I called you so often, but you wouldn't come. I reached out to you, but you paid no attention. You ignored my advice and rejected the correction I offered. So I will laugh when you are in trouble. I will mock you when disaster overtakes you, when calamity overtakes you like a storm, when disaster engulfs you like a cyclone, and anguish and distress overwhelm you. When they cry for help, I will not answer. Though they anxiously search for me, they will not find me. For they hated knowledge and chose not to fear the Lord.
Yeah.
Want me to get 30? Or what?
Yeah, 30.
They rejected my advice and paid no attention when I corrected them. Therefore, they must eat the bitter fruit of living their own way, choking on their own schemes.
Yep, so that's going to be the fate of our people who don't answer the calling.
You wasn't taking it serious when you had an opportunity to get it. Now don't be so serious now.
Oh yeah, don't be yeah, that's a good point.
Don't try to be don't have no sense of urgency to pay attention now.
Yep. If this stuff is clicking, this information is clicking, when presented to you, you believe we're the chosen people, that's the Lord knocking. You gotta let the Lord in.
While you got an opportunity, you better get as much as this while you can. Because when that famine of the word hit, that's where you believe, what you believe, and how you believe. That's where you gonna stand.
Oh, yep. Time up.
Yep, time up.
So I'm gonna get a few of these comments off the board real quick. If you grab you have a 2 and 6.
Mm-hmm. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 6. Shall not all these take a parable against him, and a stumbling, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that labored himself with thick clay.
That's Esau eating the so-called white man, you know. We was talking about the war at the beginning of the lesson. And, you know, the nation's looking like, you know, how long? Everybody wait on this devil to fall. You know, but the thing is, unless we answer that calling of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you know, you're going to fall with the devil. 2/3 of our people about to fall with Esau. So we're good. It pretty much a waste. The Lord spoke on that, those who bury their talents. Yeah, 2/3 of our people, they woke up to the fact that they Israelites, but they about to die with the devil. Then I'm gonna, if you jump to Mark 4:22, I'm gonna get Isaiah 14:10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? And we're seeing this play out now. Our scripture say, let the weak say I am strong. Now you got the strong saying that they weak. That's why they keep calling for ceasefires. They're running out of weapons. They trying to hide, you know, coverage of what's actually happening over there. There's a media blackout. on what's really taking place. They're telling you only 5, 6 people got killed.
Right.
But they sending more people over there. And we've seen this play out. People finding out that Esau ain't nothing but a man, like the rest of us.
You said Mark 22.
I think 422. But see, what does that mean? See, the rest of the world can see that Esau ain't nothing special. All these years, him hyping himself up, he not living up to the hype. Esau ain't tough as you see in them movies, as you see in Hollywood. The nation see that. 2/3 of our people don't. They gonna continue to trust in this devil. You see this nigga losing the war, but you still gonna take his microchip?
You just want a guy.
Yeah, nigga can't help himself, but he can help you. And then you see how the food been exposed lately, like with the bread.
Yeah.
And that's just the bread. You know, other stuff been coming out. So you gonna take the microchip for food that's not even food?
All right. Bread's supposed to only have 4 ingredients. The bread in the stores got 11, 12 ingredients.
Man.
That ain't bread no more.
No, it ain't.
That look like bread.
Yeah.
Bread lasting 2 weeks. You know?
I seen somebody, they put the bread under the water, the bread ain't even break down. Bread's like a sponge.
We putting that. What about them CEOs and how they was eating their own burgers? You seen that?
How they was on what?
They showed CEOs of like Wendy's and Burger King biting their burgers. One of them, he bit into it, lid is hanging all out his mouth, and he act like he was wiping his mouth. He spit it out.
Oh, damn.
Wipe. And one dude, he bit the burger. He was just like.
So CEOs don't even eat the
They
food
know
of their
not to
company.
eat that stuff, man.
Damn.
They liver, kidneys, all that healthy than a mug.
Damn.
Because they ain't been consuming that garbage, man.
Yeah.
All right, this is the book of Mark, chapter 4 and verse 2.
My bad, 22.
It's like that's my fault.
Oh,
The book of Mark, chapter 4 and verse 22. For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifest, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad.
yeah, so scripture say the truth shall set you free. Well, what you think that's talking about? Setting our minds free.
Right.
You know, from Esau's mental bondage of lies and misinformation. And then that'll lead to us being delivered. You know, actually delivered from this place. You know? Then this is Ephesians 5 and 12. But it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done to them in secret. And that's concerning the wicked, you know. Not only Esau, Edom, but you know, this week really talking about the 2/3 of our people. And this is Ephesians 1, this is 4 through 6. According as he hath chosen us in him for the foundation of the world. So the blessing we've been called to inherit, the Lord didn't just think this up on the fly.
Well put together plan.
Yeah, this is always the plan. It says that we should be holy and without blame before him in love. And by you being in the truth. Having predestined us into the adoption of children by Hamashiach himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. He says the good pleasure to give us the kingdom. That adoption, that's us being sons of the Most High. It's going to be perfected when we get them new bodies. Because we're going to literally be sons of the Most High in them heavenly bodies. Not a body born of a man and a woman, but a body from the Lord himself. It says, to the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he hath made us accepted in the beloved. Yeah, and the fear of the Lord in this truth is what makes us accepted. If we jump to the book of, see, that was the last one. Yeah, brother Ratazah, you know, reincarnation in the different tribes, I'm not really sure. I just heard, different brothers, talk about that, just speculate on it. But how I look at it, it's the same nation. Our reincarnation, you back in the same nation. So David and Moses, from Levi to Judah, still within the same nation. But, just heard brothers speculate on that. But yeah, man, that's it. I thank everybody that tuned in.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 22 in the NLT. In the NLT it says, "Give your burden to the Lord, and He will take care of you. He will not permit the godly to slip and fall."
Yeah, Christian got no understanding of that. Put your burdens on the Lord. This not, I can't pay the bill.
I was just gonna say that.
Those are small tests of faith. But look at what's happening in Israel.
Right.
Them gonna be the troubles and burdens that we're gonna need to depend on the Lord.
Right,
when it's cluster bombs going off over here in America.
Right, you've been believing about the burden of, I put this $100 in here and sow that seed, and don't worry about how that light bill gonna get paid Tuesday.
Yeah.
No, man, you've been taught that 40 years, and then all of a sudden cluster bombs going off at the CVS.
Yeah.
You don't know where you stay. Man, you out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't the burden. You don't know nothing about that, putting that burden on y'all about Shimmy Awashai.
Yeah.
All you think about he came through for the light bill.
Yeah, but really, them burdens, things that can take your life. Right. Swords, the famine, pestilence. Well, we're about to see some real burdens and real troubles here in America. Lord willing, pretty soon. But thank everybody that tuned in and will tune in. Let's give all praises
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honor to the elders of GMS. Honor to the brothers who's getting life and freedom to push the gospel. And shalom to the hopeful elect.